To see that so many of our black women see their financial independence as liberation.
It's a way out.
It's a way out.
Sure.
And the things that we're going to complain about, let's think about it.
Sure.
Did they not see our fathers use their economic leverage as a way of oppressing their mothers?
Yep.
Did we not all see that together? Were we not all there watching that happen?
Yeah.
Where fathers had sidekicks.
Sure.
And then some of them were getting kicked out, and then they would just give a little bit of money and not be fully there. Did they not see that?
I saw that, man.
Of course, they saw that. Of course, we can talk about apartheid and all of that. Yes, it is true. All of those factors are true. It still does not take away from what they saw and what they observed.
And the responsibility that men were supposed to have.
Exactly.
And not only just stewarding their finances, but stewarding their finances in front of these little girls who are going to grow up and become women one day.
Exactly.
Man.
And now they're seeing you as you having more than them as a potential of them being disadvantaged.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're not proving them wrong.
Sure. Sure.
You are not proving them wrong by the way that you're reacting to her success.
Sure.
The way that you're thinking that, she should still push you up. Or in fact, you should be the one that's getting what she has.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And that's the dangerous thing there for me is that I see.
Sure.
Ooh, I'm about to say it. Okay, Jesus. I see a lot of jealous husbands.
The truth of the matter here is this. The world is all about colonization. The West colonizing Africa and other countries. Men colonizing women. It's all about dominance. Master and slave relationship. One person must serve the other person. That is just the bitter truth. Women have been colonized by men right from birth. And this is something a lot of women don't understand. It's just the way Africans don't understand that they are still being colonized. Your colonizer rules you, dictates for you, tells you how to live your life, to plan your life. The same applies to men and women. Women are the ones that have failed to understand it, but every man understands it because they are being told who they are. They are born to lead, born to rule. So most of them get into relationships with women with the mindset of a colonizer, of a ruler, of a leader, of a master coming to rule the slave. It takes a lot for you to break free from your colonizer, whoever that is holding you captive. But from the way the system has been built and structured, this dominance, this colonization has been in the system for decades, even centuries. Don't think the change is going to happen overnight. The most you can do for yourself as an individual is to break free. Break free from the captivity. Educate yourself. Be enlightened. Be in the know. Understand how this world works, what is going on, because the bitter truth here is this: a lot of people are just existing. They don't know what's going on. They don't understand the game being played, how the rulers are ruling. They don't understand it. Men used finances to hold women captive. Currently, we are breaking free. And do you expect your colonizer to be happy? No, they will fight back. And this is what we are seeing from men. They are reacting. They are upset. They are not happy. Let's read some comments. I can't forget when an uncle got money and evicted his wife because some of his kids were darker than him, accused her of cheating and married another woman, took the only light-skinned kid and sent the rest away with their mother. Oppressing mothers. The story of men oppressing women is seriously misleading. This is coming from a man. We need to address this erroneous interpretation of the past. Men had an advantage over women in terms of earning potentials, i.e. manual labor. Nah, this is not true. In my early years, I saw a lot of women buy cars and become providers and say all come from the husband just to spare his ego. This is very common in Nigeria. Very common. A lot of women in Nigeria are the providers. They are the ones carrying the home, providing and still doing the manual labor. But those women are so indoctrinated to the point that they cannot hit their chest and say they are the ones providing. Rather, they will push the man forward and make people believe that the man is the one providing. From then, I studied marriage thoroughly, both good and bad ones, and I realized it wasn't for me. Another opposing comment coming from a man. This is what he said. This historical narrative that men oppressed their women using financial leverage is not based in fact. It's very factual. But I do agree with women seeing financial independence as liberation, as they should. It is so for every human being. But in every modern, not traditional society, despite this oppression you speak of, women still end up in the same place of liberating themselves. Why is this not the same with your Muslim and Islam societies and Asian Oriental societies? I think it's an influence of pop culture, the feminist movement, mixed with your observations. Bad relationships is not the sole cause. His comment is very contradictory. In one breath, he's saying that he does not agree with the statement that men use their finances to oppress women. And then towards the end of his comment, he's talking about the Muslim society oppressing women. So he's not asking why do we have a difference there. The truth of the matter here is this: men oppress women globally in all society, and it's worse in the Islamic states. Financial independence is a form of liberation. Don't forget, we didn't just see what we were told by our mothers, grandmothers, and in a lot of cases fathers, that we should never give a man that kind of power over us. Money is liberation. The best thing that has ever happened to us women is financial liberation. Grateful to the women who fought for us. My financial independence stems from a trauma response of how I saw my late mom as a housewife suffer at the hands of my late dad, who told her I don't want a wife that works, only to abuse her and us through finances or lack of it.
The other day, a guy asked me if I was married, and I said yes. And he said, how long? And I said, for 7 years. And he asked me, oh, do you hate her yet? And I say, no, it's not that type of marriage. I don't know what type of marriage you had, but it's not that. He said, you're blue collar, bro. Just give it time. I'm here to tell you that whether you're blue collar, white collar, or no collar, hating your wife is not something that just happens because you work. And I don't know where that trend began, but it's going to end with me. It is possible to be a hardworking man who understands his responsibilities and at the same time be a loving husband who takes care of his family. And please, for the love of God, don't allow divorced men whose divorce is their own fault to tell you otherwise.
Sometimes the men just need to be told what to do. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes women just take on this role of, I'm responsible for the home, I'm responsible for the kids, I'm responsible for groceries, I'm responsible for ensuring that everything is running well. And they forget that you are partners, you are working together, right? So this person as well is equally as responsible, and let the person know. Maybe the person doesn't know, because I think that's what happened with us.
So when a woman gets pregnant, who's responsible for the child?
Yeah, the woman. It's
Why?
What she eats. It's
Why?
what she.
Why?
She's the one carrying the baby.
Yes. So nature decides to put first care of an infant in the hands of a woman. Why do you think that?
Because the woman has the capacity. That's how we were built.
Thank you. So a woman is better equipped at that stage in the fetus, or that stage in the child's life, to cater to the needs of that child. Does the father play a role? Yes, but primarily the first caregiver, the primary caregiver to that child is the mother. I don't think that role changes much even when the child is born. Why? Because after the child is born, who's giving the breast milk? The mother. If nature knew that the man was equipped, nature would have given, you give the man pregnancy, give the woman pregnancy, give the man breast milk.
Women, the only time a baby needs its mother is when the baby is in the womb. And even when the baby is in the womb, the baby can be removed, put in an ICU, and the baby will rely on external factors to survive. Once the baby come out of the womb, the ICU, wherever the baby was, a man is capable of taking care of that baby. A man is capable of nurturing that baby. A man is capable of feeding that baby. A man is capable of bathing that baby. A man is capable of doing everything that a woman can do to that baby. A man might not have breast milk to give that baby, but you can go to the market and buy milk. In short, you can go and buy another woman's breast milk, and that baby will survive. The baby no go buy, the pikin go survive. And I am saying this as a mother. If I buy today, if I leave my pikin come out today, his father is capable of taking care of him. Because the capability of taking care of a child is not only the responsibility of a woman. A man is as capable as a woman to take care of a child.
This is what they've used to deceive us women for a very long time. They've made us believe that we are the primary caregivers when it comes to taking care of children. Just because we bore the children, it is our full responsibility to be there for that child. I'm pretty sure we heard him when he said, even when the child is born, it is still your responsibility to be there for that child more than it is the man's responsibility to be there for the child. That is a cooked up lie. Do not listen to men that say things like this. They make statements like this just to shy away from their responsibility. Let's pick up a case study. Let's say the mom died during childbirth. What is going to happen to the child? Does that mean that the child is also going to die? No. If a grandfather, a grandmother, an aunt, a father can take care of the child, what does that tell you? It means anyone is capable of taking care of a newborn. It does not necessarily have to be the mother. Those are lies that men tell women just to shy away from being responsible, just to shy away from being a good father. Imagine getting married to a man that thinks this way, and that man wants you to have 5 children. He's basically telling you that you're in for it. This is hard labor. I'm not going to be there for you. You think women are superheroes. You think women are very strong. Oh, nature has made it that way. She has all the energy, the strength in her to withstand whatever pressure is being placed on her. So because of that, you should add more pressure by making her have more children. Isn't that wickedness? Where is the love? Where is the love that so many men profess to women? Fake love. Where is the love? You cannot love someone and at the same time subject the person to stress, pain, torture, and suffering. Let's read some comments and hear what some pick-me's have to say. I actually agree with him. Women are the best nurturers. No matter how hard my man tries, his instincts don't come close to me. But when he goes to work, he has functional brain. He has his brains working well to tell him how to carry out his task at work, how to deliver the project. But when he comes home, the brain is non-functional when it comes to taking care of a little baby. Tell me something else. And he's currently the primary caregiver. It doesn't come naturally to men. I don't agree to that. I know it's triggering because of what men have put women through, but we can admit that they are capable and they should make our burden light. But we have to admit it comes naturally to us. If something comes naturally to you, does not necessarily mean that you have to be the one to do it. People learn skills, so he can learn it if he really wants to know how to do it. Men are good at weaponizing incompetence. If a man can be very innovative, create a spaceship, build a ship, build a house, you can't compare that to taking care of a child. What are you telling me?
This is everything I charge my husband for my stay-at-home mom services. I wrote it all down so I can go ahead and explain. My husband gets paid tomorrow, so that means that he will pay me out tomorrow as well. I charge him $20 per load of dishes that I do. I usually do that about 2 to 3 times a day, 5 days a week. That's about $300 a week. I charge $35 per load of laundry. I do laundry about 4 times a week, that being about $140. $60 per bathroom per clean, and I usually do that about 2 times a week. I kind of go in and do a deep clean. That ends up being about $240 a week. I charge $100 to clean all of the floors. It includes sweeping, the mopping, and that includes every bedroom. So I don't think that's bad. I do that about 2 to 3 times a week. So we say about $300 a week. I homeschool the kids. So I charge him $400 tuition each kid each week. So that's $800 a week for the kids, $50 for my car shuttle services because I take the kids to art class, to gymnastics, to baseball, soccer. That is $150 a week. $75 for my grocery shopping fee. Does not include the groceries or the tip. But I only do that once a week, so that's not bad. Let's see. $50 for my personal chef services. That is about 10 times a week because he makes breakfast, so I make lunch and dinner every day. That ends up being $500 a week for me. That's from Monday to Friday because I don't work on Saturdays or Sundays. Charge him $200 a week for my breastfeeding fee because I still breastfeed the baby. I also charge a $10 daily sweeping fee of the house to kind of just upkeep it. I do that 5 times a week, and that ends up being about $50. So the total that I charge my husband every week for all of my stay-at-home services is about $2,700. If he wants to save money, he can help me do any of these tasks, and he can save money. It doesn't leave much for him at the end of the month, but it does give me enough to pay my mortgage. It gives me enough to pay the car payment, car insurance, water, electric, groceries, stuff like that I need to get taken care of. So ultimately, it does kind of make me the breadwinner in my household.
Ladies, what do you think about that? That is exactly what stay-at-home moms should be doing. Let's see what people are saying in the comment section. I know this is a satire, but it really does change a perspective of how much stay-at-home moms contribute to the welfare of the family and home. If you listen really well, she pays the bill with that money. Some will catch it, most won't because they don't get it. My husband was listening when I watched this and said, I don't know what you're watching, but you should probably keep scrolling. That's funny because he's not happy with what the woman said. Wow, this is really a great example of being completely entitled. I would never charge to be a mother or a wife. That's the life I chose. It's an unpaid, selfless job. This is a pick me speaking. That is for you. Maybe you're lucky you have a good man, or I don't know. Some women don't even have good men, but they're happy suffering and smiling. I died when you said that he could save money by helping out. I think this is the best way to go. If you don't want to pay that much, you should start assisting at home. Child support looking good on him right now, and he will stay with you. These are men asking, divorce is your future. If not, the paperwork is already filed. This is coming from a man as well. The video playing on the screen is about a woman complaining that her husband is not assisting. So I'm going to read what she said. I work full-time and pay half. I have no children with him. Basic cleaning is one thing, but when you can't cap your milk or toothpaste, leave food out, it's straight up disrespect and unsanitary. I shouldn't have to live in filth. Some of these comments are wild. I didn't live with him before marriage and he had a housekeeper. 12 years of cleaning up after a grown child. I've tried everything, so don't come at me. Why do you tolerate that or you allow that? If he had a housekeeper before getting married to her, what stopped him from paying a housekeeper to clean after him? So in his head, he just got a housekeeper as a wife. That's why he's still doing what he's doing without considering getting a housekeeper. The fact that he had a housekeeper before they got together means that he wasn't willing to do that for himself. So he had someone doing it for him. So why didn't you still pay a housekeeper to do that? He obviously saw the woman to be the housekeeper, his new housekeeper, without even paying for her services. Let's read some comments. This is coming from a man. That's your job. This man is saying it is woman's job to clean after the man. Weaponized incompetence. That's what men do. If he's paying for everything, you can clean it. This is very disrespectful. This is a pick-me lady talking. Because a man is providing for you, then you should clean up after him. That is very disrespectful. Did you see that he wasn't closing the toothpaste? He was just touching things and leaving it anyhow. Is he a toddler? Is he a child? It's very disrespectful. The man does not have regard for the woman, because if you respect someone, you would not use something and leave it anyhow, expecting a grown woman to clean after you. If you do something like that, it means you see that woman to be your slave. You don't respect her. Let's hear from another pick-me. If you're going to divorce someone over that, you never really loved him. Give me a break. This is a pick-me talking. How about we flip it? If he really loved her, shouldn't he be treating her better? Let's be honest here. If he really loved her, shouldn't he be treating her better? This is a pick-me talking. This is coming from a man. I mean, it's your job to clean it. I changed my perspective and now it doesn't bother me much. My man provides and does things for me that I don't want to do. So I will gladly cook and clean for him. We provide where we strive. They don't get it. It's not about whether he's providing or not. It's more about the disrespect. Because if you consider the person you're married to or you're dating as a human, if you have a respect for that person, you wouldn't treat that person in that manner. Some men wouldn't even flush the toilet. They would expect their women to flush the toilet. They go use the toilet, they pee, the pee splashes everywhere. They would expect their women to clean up. That is very, very disrespectful. One time he puked on the walls and left it for me to clean up. I don't mind cleaning after my partner if they are paying the bills. You've automatically made yourself a slave, a servant that is getting paid. There is no partnership in that, honestly. There is no partnership, no respect whatsoever. You see the way some wealthy people, you don't even have to be wealthy. You see the way some nasty people treat cleaners, housekeepers. It's basically what some men do to women in relationships. Or because I'm paying you, because I'm providing, I have the right to maltreat you and treat you anyhow. I see nothing in this video. It's not even that serious. Good for him, you both split. According to her, she pays half of the bill. Nobody told you to clean after him. It was your choice. What are you saying? How do you expect her to share same space with someone that is very messy? If he doesn't clean up, it's definitely going to affect her because she will be the next person to use that space. So what is this person saying? It's not about the mess. It's about the disrespect. And this is what I'm talking about. It is the disrespect we are talking about.
Women are getting too damn lazy when it comes to dating. I overheard a 30-year-old woman today say, I don't want to train the man who I end up with. I want him to already come trained. First of all, he's not a dog. You do not train a man as if he's a small puppy. And second of all, do you know the laziness that it signifies for you to say something along the lines of, I don't want to train him, I want him ready? That means you expect the women in his life prior to you, either his mother or his exes, to have done the work for you so that you can just be passed on the perfect gift. No, that's not how it works. It's lazy, it's narcissistic, and it signifies that you do not want to put in any work into this relationship, that you just expect it ready-made. It ain't no turnkey house. God's not going to drop you a gift from the heavens at 30 years old. You're ready to go on clearance. So act right and end up and settle for the man that you deserve, which probably isn't that much if you're still single at 30.
Is that man really okay? Something is obviously wrong with him. This is a common mindset out there. It's a woman's duty to train the man. Then who trains the woman? Of course, it's okay for you to want to get into relationship with a man that has complete senses. A man that is developed, that can reason, because a lot of men are premature when it comes to thinking. A man that has complete brain, mature brain, that can think. Who wants a liability? No one. So women should go for men that are mature, men that have emotional stability. You don't want men that don't even understand their emotions. That will be you suffering yourself. So this one made this video to make sense, but I don't see the sense in what he's making. So women were created to train men, but same men will go to their workplace and get a work done, execute projects. But when they come to their relationship or when they come back home, they don't have senses anymore. So what is he saying? Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. If you would love to watch more videos like this, click this video to hear a man say women that are 30 and above are invisible to men, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.